Testing 1, 2, and we are live. Thanks everybody for joining me. Welcome back. Episode 131 of the Saturday Morning Standup. Man, we've been doing this for quite a while. Talking Splinterlands on a Saturday. I look forward to this morning all during the week where we can discuss, the happenings within Splinterlands. Some parts of the year, there's not a whole lot going on. This part of the year, there is a lot going on, and we have several different things we can jump into. In fact, I saw, was it Blaze? Blaze just dropped a new announcement in Discord, so we can talk about that because one of the big things coming up is Halloween and the Halloween skins I'm looking forward to. So it looks like he dropped the details on that, or as the deets, as younger generation might say. So we'll take a look at that. But also... you know what? On the bad side, we've been experiencing, Hive Engine, that is, has been experiencing a DDoS attack the last few days. So I know you all have probably noticed that SPS and DEC have taken a hit over the last day or two. It's because Bitcoin also took a hit. At this point, I don't talk about that a whole lot. I would hope that at this point the gaming tokens would have been somewhat decoupled from Bitcoin, but apparently it looks like we're still taking a hit whenever Bitcoin takes a hit. But either way, some people look at it like, I jumped in this morning, saw people talking about it, so I wanted to go ahead and get me some more DEC because I usually buy my weekly packs or a gold foil pack on a weekly basis. I'm like, hey, I can get a little bit better of a deal. Let me grab some DEC. Of course, I also need DEC for my land. We can talk about that because the last show I was doing a swap over on two of my land plots. I went ahead and accomplished that. In other words, I moved the cards, the totem, and everything from one common plot of land to a rare plot of land, which increased my production. We can also take a look at that. But that means I also have a couple plots of land sitting around that basically aren't doing anything. So I need some extra DEC to get those up and running. So I was going to try score some DEC on the cheap this morning, but then, over the last few days, I don't know if you've noticed this, but the Hive Engine or tribal decks has been experiencing a DDoS attack, which I saw. Let's see, who was it? Cryptomancer had put out an announcement on the Hive Engine actual Discord about that. So I got my SPS into game, and I'm like, I'm just going to hold it here. I'm not going to risk sending it to tribal decks or Hive Engine to do a swap over for SP or for DEC right now. So I'm hoping that those people, those wiseacres, just stop doing this attack. Hopefully everything turns out good and the Hive witnesses can soak it up. But for those of you who don't know, a distributed denial of service attack is usually done on networks of some sort, and it's when multiple. It's usually done on a network address, right? And somehow multiple calls into that network address are made, and by multiple I mean hundreds of thousands attack. And what happens is that brings that address down because it just can't accept any more network traffic. So this is what's going on in some way, form, or fashion, and also that would cause Hive transactions, if you're making transactions on Hive, to go a lot slower because this has been going on. So once again, we can thank bad actors. It's not really I was about to say it's not it's not Hive, but I mean, I don't know. I have a good enough grasp of the situation to know what's going on. I just don't know the solution other than these people, bad actors, shouldn't be doing what they're doing. Okay, so that's kind of the side. Not exactly Splinterlands, but directly affects Splinterlands that were going on. So I did a lot of. I switched over. primary cards on I think it was a lake or a river, which are earth and water, to my new rare, which is a bog, which is water and death. So I had to buy a few extra cards this week. I really spent more money this week on Splinterlands than I had expected, but I did get that plot up and running. So that's what I've been doing this week. You know what I also did? And we'll get to chat here in a minute. I just wanted to kind of, at the beginning of the show, I like to fill everybody in on what I've been up to. So let's go ahead and clear out here. So I drew a brain fart. Okay, so what I had fun with this week was I went in with Chaos Legion, and I played through Chaos Legion. And Chaos Legion, you know, we know there's tons of them out there, and they're generally some of the lower priced cards out there, right? Because the amount of, but you know, I had a good solid play set, and I didn't have everything, and a lot of my stuff was not maxed out. A lot of stuff was mid-range, you know, midway. And so I was looking at them like, well, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to start maxing out some cards. So I went in and I went to my two most commonly played splinters, that being water and earth. And what I did was, let's take off the gold foils. Nope, wrong. And what I did was I went in here and let's take Rift Watchers off. And I started maxing out a lot of cards. So you can see I spent money on not only cards for my land this week, but I maxed out a bunch of, if not all, there's a few, like the really expensive ones. Like I would love to have a max Possibilis, but I just don't have the money. And some of these cards, these reward cards aren't done. But I'm talking about the main core line, right? So I maxed those out, and I also maxed out my earth cards. Now, I didn't max out the obsidian yet. I do have a max gold foil of her that is used on a daily basis, so that's the reason why. And Immortalis was actually a birthday present from my brother last year, or maybe earlier this year. But my whole point was I went ahead and maxed the cards out. I use them on a daily basis, so why not? And they're relatively cheap. I spent over $100 this week. I easily probably spent. I'm surprised my wife hasn't asked me why I've spent so much money this week, but it's only life, right? It's only money, right? So that's kind of a lowdown of what I've been up to this week. So let's go ahead and jump in chat. I know I'm falling behind in chat. I just wanted to kind of get that out there. The big things this week to talk about are probably the new reward set coming out and the Halloween skins getting ready to come out. We can go ahead and take a look at that. Let's see who's in the chat. We have DeFizz was in the house early on. Welcome, DeFizz. And he is looking at the Black Foil Arcane auction currently going on with about, 12 hours left? Let's see here. 16 hours left. And he or she is the top bidder currently. So I would expect that we will have some people come in at the very end. Of course, we have the new system in place where you can't really snipe. If you put in a bid, it extends it for a certain amount. I don't know whether it's 5 minutes or something like that. But that system is in place to make a more kind of fair auction, to have not let people just slide in right at the end. Let it keep going on for a while to get the real full value out of it. So we'll see. Good luck to Fizz on that. Hope you take it away. I stopped really bidding on the pickles. I got my gold foil max pickle, and I was happy with it, to be frank. One of the things, if you're newer to the game, is that there's just so many things that you could possibly spend money on in this game. You've got to really hone yourself in and kind of have a target. And I like the pickle. I like what it can do. It has dodge, it has shield, it has slow, it has heal. What's not to love about all those different powers? It's very low mana, right? I see that my Archmage bot a lot of times puts it right up front as a tank, right, in low mana matches. So I'm talking so much, I'm running out of breath here. But good luck on that, DeFizz. I would kind of have a plan in place, expect some people to come in at the end. Gathering the Magic is here as usual. Thanks, Gathering. Once again, thanks for supporting the channel. Love your content as well. If you all don't know, go ahead and check out Gathering the Magic's channel after this live stream. He puts out some good content on a weekly basis concerning Splinterlands. Love it. We've been around for quite a long time. It's been a while. Wibble brought up the fact that DEC is doing another Wii. Yeah, like I said, you can see this really strong dip down here. I was trying to take advantage of it today, and I was able to. Well, this is SPS, but DEC is doing the same thing, right? And I did buy about $35 worth and brought it in via base, using those instructions like I made a video, and I was surprised that the video hasn't gotten that many views. Oh, here's a battle kicking in. Dementiphobia went with a Possibilis, and my Archmage went in with this. Why is it not giving me the hover over for this guy? I don't know. I forget his name. But then up front, this is weird. Yeah, it's not giving me a hover over for these two cards. But either way, Adelaide Brightwing, Caravan Guard. There's my one of my two black foils. Jinram Nova, who I've always loved. That's an interesting location for Iziar. And why is it showing these icons twice? Let me do a refresh. Things are not loading correctly for me for some reason. Either way, and Olivia the Brook. I love Olivia the Brook. She's somewhat weakened since the new set came out, but I never put her in the back. Anyway, I got beat. So let's go ahead and jump back into chat. I forget what I was talking about. Crypto Beaver's in the house. Welcome, Beaver. Canada 804 is here. Thanks for dropping by, as always. Lady Sharon's in the house. I caught a little bit of your show last night. Unfortunately, when you took a little bit of break, I went on to bed because, you know, I got to get that old man sleep. It takes sleep to have a beard this beautiful, you know? Just kidding. Paul Taylor's in the house. Always good to see you, Paul. Thanks for dropping by. Crypto Beaver says Hive Engine is just back on. Let's check. It's been back up and down for the last couple of days. I know a couple Thursday night, I was trying to do actually the reverse video. I did a video several days ago last week of how to buy SPS on base, and I was going to do the reverse video. Yeah, it's not loading for me, of how to actually take SPS or DEC out of Splinterlands and actually make money on it. But since this portion is down, yeah, I couldn't, because the main, how I would usually do it is, say for instance, you earn DEC in game, like say for instance, you're playing Frontier, right? You earn some cards, you have some extras, you turn around, sell them, make DEC. Well, how do you turn that into SPS? Well, you take them over to Hive Engine and you trade them for SPS, right? And then you can put them back into the game, and then you can transfer your SPS to your MetaMask and then transfer them over to Coinbase and then sell your SPS, right? If you wanted to make profit. So, but one crucial link there, Hive Engine has been under attack for the last few days. Whoever's doing it, if you're watching the video, stop. Down, stop, bad. Okay. Lady Sharon's in the house, says, I did a big boo-boo. I missed entering guild brawls. Thought I had more time. Yeah, well, the guild counts on you. So make sure you enter your brawls. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, right? So, yeah, try to get them in as much as possible. You know, like I'm not perfect. I've been doing them ever since I started playing the game for years, and I miss I've missed them 2 or 3 times maybe over that time period. Wibble says we're only decoupled on the upside as far as, from DEC or from Bitcoin. Gathering says Hive has been down since yesterday. Yeah, it's been up and down since Thursday for me on my side. Because like I said, I was making a video around dinner time when I usually have an hour to do a video, and it was just not working. Lady Sharon says, oh, that was weird. As usual, I'm a tad behind. Was listening to the intro music and it cut out for a minute before you started. Whoops. Trying to bring my little comment box a little bit further over here. Paul Taylor says, some people just don't like Aggie. Yeah, I know. I try not to get into all that. I know I went through all that. Frankly, I play games to relax. I try not to get into all of the drama, I'm not going to go back and rehash any of that. I did see one interesting thing since you brought up Aggie, and then we'll get into the Halloween thing because Blaze just dropped this information. Let me see. It was on Aggie's Discord. Oh, this was it. This is what I found interesting. He posted this coming soon, and then he showed a football game. Kind of, I guess, based upon maybe the same structure as the soccer game that they play. Let me be a little bit clear here. An American football game. I know soccer is referred to football everywhere else except for United States. But let me be, the standard game they play over there is traditional football, soccer. But he kind of did a share of something that's coming down the road, which is American football, which I may be interested in. And they, it shows some various teams. Obviously, it doesn't look like they got the rights to use the actual logo from each team, professional. And look, they're even showing Major League Baseball and NCAA football, which I'm a Notre Dame fan. Go Irish. We play NC State today. But anyway, this was interesting from that perspective. I saw this from him earlier this week, a day or two ago. So I thought I would mention that. And that might tempt me to go over and play that game. I haven't played the soccer game or the racing game, but that might tempt me. Just thought I'd bring that up since I saw that yesterday. Lady Sharon says, on the subject of the Hive, I attempted to move some SPS to Hive as a test, and it took it from my Splinterlands account, but I don't see it listed on Hive last night. We'll need to check later. Yeah, I like I said, Sharon, Hive Engine has been under a denial of service attack for the last couple days. So I would check again. Anything that you try to move to Hive, first of all, I would try not to move anything to Hive today. Like I said, I was going to swap some SPS for DEC, but I retained it in game due to all this happening. It should get through by what Cryptomancer is saying. It just may take a long time to get through. Okay. Supreme Victory Studio says skins incoming. Yeah, you're right on that. And that is a good lead in because we will take a look at the official announcement from Blaze that just happened right as I was going live. I would generally make a whole episode on this, and I might do a short episode on this, but since we're talking about it, Hollow's fall is near. The hype has begun. Let me turn this off. Attention Battle Mages, Halloween arrives to Splinterlands with a new wave of limited edition skins. 17 brand new designs, 3 returning retro favorites, exclusive Glint shop sale, haunted drops in ultimate chests. So what I get off of this is we're going to be able to buy them in the Glint shop, and we're going to be able to get them out of chests, which I think they talked about earlier this week. But so you can get chests. They're changing chests over with the new set around. I think they're making chests better with the new set of rewards. And you will also, I guess, for a limited time, it starts October 14th. So we've got 3 days. And let me check my calendar. What? So the 14th is Tuesday. I should have known that. That's patch day, right? So they're going to patch this in on Tuesday. After the servers come back up on Tuesday, we will have, let's go ahead. Let's take a chance. I usually like to preview stuff before I put it live on air, but usually Peak D articles are very safe. So these skins are purely cosmetic. Designed to bring style, just change the look of your cards. 2 ways to claim your horrors. The Glint Shop of Horrors time-limited sale goes from October 14th to November 4th. So you're going to want to get your skins before November 3rd, just to be safe, you know. Before the end of October, get the skins you want to, if possible. You purchase them with Glint, no limits during the sale. A common is going to run you 500 Glint. A rare is going to run you 2,500, an epic 8,000, and legendary 20,000. So I was hoping that they wouldn't make these things too expensive and make them out of the reach of everybody. I think this is pretty safe. Of course, you can put in your opinion in chat as far as if you're a lower level player, what you think of these prices. But, I don't think that is a huge cost way out. So we have 13 to choose from. We have, I was hoping it would enlarge each one, but we have a vicious giraffe, which I love. It's kind of green, like a Frankenstein look. We have Yaba's pickle, which puts the pickle in a bag of like treats like you would take around for Halloween. Stampeding calf, which makes the calf into a spider. It's kind of hard to see the artwork with all this other stuff on it. Mariput magician, I don't see exactly what they did. I guess they've got chains all around them. We've got the aerial shield maiden, which is turned into a scarecrow. We've got I like the vengeful monk. Has turned into like a, what do you call this? A jester, a court jester. And his weapon is like a big sucker with like some spikes on it or something. Keelan Gaines gets a vampire treatment. Shock Trooper, can't really tell what's going on with that, like goat horns or something like that. Leolin Sifu is turned into some kind of, I don't know, got a different kind of garb going on. Lucky Longshot has a different treatment on the bow and arrow and much different hair. Halfling Refugee, nice, gets turned into like a Grim Reaper type. Oradum Greybrow gets the scary Scarecrow treatment. And Venka the Vile gets a little bit of blood added, and I can't really tell what's going on about it. But and also the second way you can get them is the ultimate chests. Okay, so you can't get them in the lower level chests. You have to buy the ultimate chest. Hey, Arbin, thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. Always good to see you here. Thanks for supporting the channel, as always. So, yeah, here's a takeaway. You have to buy the ultimate chest to have a chance at the skins, not the lower level chests. For those who crave the rarest nightmares, the next ranked play season offers the ultimate test of fate. 700 in total exclusive skins will lurk within the ultimate loot boxes with a 3% chance to appear. So still very low level as far as your percentage chance to get them. These odds will temporarily replace part of the alchemy potion rate until all skins are claimed. Spooky Archon skins, 4 new Archon skins, and these are all heavily limited as far as how many will be out there. Haunted versions, ultra rare, so much stuff going on here. It's just like I need to read through this like 5 more times to exactly understand what's going on. Retro spooky skins, 3 returning favorites. So these are 3 that have been used before. And there's only going to be 50 of those minted. And the haunted version, there's only going to be 10 mints for each card. Yeah, it's, I don't know. Sometimes this is, to me, a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. I don't know. Loot box distribution. Okay. You can look over on the Peak D. This announcement was put out in the Discord official announcement section if you want to look at the numbers. I'm not going to go through these numbers. Obviously, the rarer ones, they're just a lot fewer of them. So you can see the list of all the cards that got different treatments. Sharpen your blades, gather your glint. The haunting begins on October 14th. And lastly, they had kind of put this out and teased us with this. A new modifier is rising with the blood moon, and it's set to bring chaos to the battlefield. Watch the skies, battle mages. Things are about to get bloody wild. So this will be, I'm taking it, it says a new modifier. So it doesn't say, I thought it was going to be a new battle type, but this is a new modifier for an actual card. And I'm wondering if this modifier goes on all cards with the skins. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Let's jump back into chat. I know I've been doing a lot of talking. I just wanted to take a look at that. Wibble says, please be careful with scams with Hive Engines down. Yes. And in fact, there was something else. Let me take this off screen. There was something else. There was another scam going around I wanted to mention. Okay, this is what I wanted to mention. Royal Eagle put this out few days ago. There was a scam going around, fake Splinterlands desktop app. Splinterlands does not have a desktop app. It does have 2 mobile apps, even though I still haven't been able to get logged into the iOS one. But there's a scam going around about downloading a desktop app. That is a scam indeed. So if you didn't read about this, as with everything on the internet, you have to be very wary of what you're doing and where you're putting your credentials in and your keys in and stuff, especially for new players. If you have any question about something, ask a longtime player that has been playing the game for a lot longer than you have, that you trust. Like, you can send me a ping. I'm usually pretty good on answering Discord. Sometimes I'm working. I answer it within a few hours. But if you have a question, ask somebody else in game, in Discord or something or other about it, and ask their opinion before you actually go ahead and commit something like that, because it would lead to possibly your account being stolen. So once again, that information is they put out in the information section, announcements section in Discord. Sorry, I can't talk. DeFizz, back on the point of him winning the auction currently, he says, it sucks to lose by 1 auction mark in the last seconds. Yes, I would agree. Mostly, I haven't really had that happen. To be honest with you, I haven't participated in any of the auctions, mainly because I'm just choosing to put my money in different places. Like I said, I have chosen to put most of my money in land, but I also beefed up some of my cards, and I'm also going to continue to fill out my Chaos Legion set. It's just, I got them to around the gold kind of area, and that's just what I was playing at that point in time, and I just didn't buy any further. So I figured at this point in time, I use them so much, why not just go ahead and max them out? But like I said, you start spending money and it can go quickly. Even though they're low priced, you go in and you're like, oh, I need an extra 150 BCX of this card to max it out. Oh, that's $2. That's $3. That's $5. It all adds up, right? So, but I've been really concentrating on my land. And this is the bog I had told you about that I filled in for this week. And yeah, I went in with a rare here and a rare gold foil Kelia. This was also a rare. These two are commons. Then I threw a common totem. My mind drew a blank there. I did buy like 2 or 3 extra common totems last week, and I need to throw those on plots this week whenever I do a claim on this. But you can see that I have 2 plots here that are sitting not doing anything, mostly because I found a deal on this mountain this week. I got it for like $14, and it's got building in a box, and it's got the other thing on it. So it was a pretty good deal. I consider that if you can get a common and it's got several things going on it, like it's got the building in the box, I'm trying to remember what that other thing is, but either way, I think most of this is a matter of me needing to get some more cards and some more DEC. And I also have several here that are not fully staked out. But whenever I find a deal, I just grab it. Not investment advice, but from my brain, I grab the deal because I might just turn around and sell it later on when land goes up. Cross my fingers, right? Hey, Beaker's in the house. Welcome, Beaker. Leandro's here, too. How many RavenIdle referrals did you get? Oh, this is referring to RavenIdle getting ready to go live. Actually, it just went live. So after this game, I'll probably be playing, after this live stream, I will be playing some RavenIdle. Hey, check that out. It's live. I got a fair amount, but they only count if people buy the pass, the game pass. Okay, so yeah, I'll definitely be playing that after this show, and I might go live later on tonight with a live stream me playing RavenIdle. Been looking forward to that for quite a while. Gathering says we'll be putting together a video on the new chests and draw costs. That's cool. What's the best depending upon your glint earnings and needs? Yeah, I'll probably go heavy into the Halloween skins. I love Halloween skins. I love whenever, I said this last week, I love when a game does stuff for the holidays. I've been a long time WoW player off and on for the last few years, but since the beginning, and I loved when they did Oktoberfest and Halloween, and they call it Hallows End, I think, or something like that. I love these different events in games, and I'm glad to see that Splinterlands has embraced that idea. So, Emmy Wanties in the house, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Lady Sharon says, I'd say no excuses on going to bed early as I'm about your age, but you're 2 hours ahead of me, so 10 to 11 p.m. Yeah, I have to get in bed by about 10 because I get up at 5. So, yeah, if I don't get in bed by about 10, I'm no good the next day, the next morning. Sharon says, my 80-year-old mom has stayed up to midnight, though. Yeah, well, kind of side topic. I've noticed that when you get to a certain age and you're no longer working and whatever, you can easily get your daily schedule skewed so that you sleep in really late, but then you also stay up very late. So I noticed that with my my wife's mom, so. Gathering says, what skins will you be going for? I'll probably be going for them all if I can get them. Paul says, it's a prediction market. You pick your winner and split the winnings. DeFizz says, tribal decks working okay for me in Australia. Well, let's do a refresh. Since this is a network attack, it's going to, and I just understand the basics of it. Okay. So you are most likely hitting the site from a much different provider and IP address than what I am. And the attack might be on my side, right? So from the US side, they have different hubs, different network hubs. You're definitely hitting us hitting that site from a different IP address. So, I know enough to get into trouble on that topic. And I just know enough that if I see a problem going on, I'm not going to risk my tokens by throwing them out there in a transaction. If you're relatively new to the game, if you see a problem, like you're a wallet, you're trying to trade back and forth from one place to another, and one of the websites is not loading or something or other, don't start that transaction. Just don't start it. Keep it. Wait. It might be hard to wait. But for safety's sake, just wait until things are smoothed out. You can get logged into the wallet and everything looks good before you start that transaction. Otherwise, you might lose it. Over the years, I haven't lost a whole lot. But, there's been a few times over the years that I've lost a little bit. Crypto Beaver says they are hitting it fine in Canada, Beaverland. Leandro says, I need 3 RavenIdle referrals. Anyone? Yeah. Interestingly enough, it doesn't matter, I guess, how many referrals you get. The max you're going to get is a bonus 30%. But the referrals will help you on the backside in the actual contest. Those of you who don't know, RavenIdle just went live, and it's an idle game based on Raven Quest game. Which is on the immutable blockchain, and it's made to be played in an idle fashion. And this first season they just started is going to have more than $80,000 worth of prizes for that first season. It involves having to place on a leaderboard, that kind of thing. And you do have to buy the pass, which is $12. But I'm diving into that. I thought it was fun. I played it during the beta, so. I am wondering why my live chat replay is not updating. Let me stop and start it again. Sorry. Trying to get my live chat replay to update. Okay, that's better. Gathering says, Blood Moon, all mountains become plains before that came up in my brain too. That hit hard back in the day, right? I hate the cards that you play in Magic that like change all of something on their side. Then you just get this look from them like, really? Crypto Beaver says, does anyone have a gift code for RavenIdle? I don't have a gift code. It's free to play. You can use my referral code in the show notes. I just posted a video yesterday. You can check out the referral code if you want to use it. It's free to play, but if you want to make anything off the game, you have to buy the advanced pass, or the I forget what they call it, the advanced pass. It's $12 off of Coinbase. You have to buy it with crypto, but you get a bunch of stuff in game. It's one of those things like the daily login, play to certain things. And I did a whole video on this a couple weeks ago on how to earn points and everything like that and score on the ladder. Lady Sharon says, I was thinking about trying that this weekend, most likely Sunday, but I'm not buying anything, so I'd just be free to play. Don't know if there's no ads. It's just on a website, and you could, as far as I know, you can play it on, open it up a website on your tablet and such. But it's just if you want to earn off of it, then you're going to have to pay for the pass. And it's a competition thing, so. Sharon says, if I don't pay, but I didn't think about doing a referral. Yeah, everybody can, once you get in, use my referral code. Once you get in, you can use your own referral code. If you can pass it around to up to 3 players, you can get up to a 30% bonus on whatever points you earn towards the ladder. And obviously, just like everything else, the more you score higher along the ladder, the better off, as far as if you're competing for money, right? For the money. And what they're giving away, they're also giving away land in Raven Quest. They're giving away packs in Raven Quest, and they're giving away the actual quest token, which can be converted. It's a token. It can be converted to US dollars. Leandro says, well, this is a while catching up. RavenIdle is working for me okay. I haven't done anything with it, but it looks like the page is loading. Yeah, I had a good time with it. Did a open beta here about a month ago or so. Sharon says, I understand it doesn't have an app yet. Yeah, it's just in the browser right now. Crypto Beaver says RavenIdle is frozen. It's not frozen on me, but I'm concentrating on talking about this. In fact, let's go ahead and do a giveaway. Let us, in the chat, put hashtag SPS to the moon if you want to get your name in on a giveaway. I'm giving away a Arena Fanatic and a pickle. And we'll get the old wheel of names out. Good old trusty wheel of names. I need to pull up my notebook so I can take some notes. Okay. And the Arena Fanatic is courtesy of Splinterlands team, and the pickle is courtesy of DeFizz. So thank you, DeFizz. Okay, let's see here. Hashtag SPS to the moon if you want to win some cards. You have to have a Splinterlands account, and you have to have the spellbook bot. Making sure I'm not missing anybody's name. Okay, we'll give them an extra minute here. A little bit of a deviation from standard Splinterlands discussion to give away a few cards. Once again, courtesy of the Splinterlands team as well as DeFizz. If you'd like to get your name in on the drawing for the cards, hashtag SPS to the moon. Okay, let's see here. Not as many people as last week, but we'll do it. We'll go ahead and shuffle a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And cross your fingers. Here we go. And it's Doombot. Doombot, congratulations. In the chat, please put your Hive name, your in-game name, so I can send you some cards over after this show's over. And then we will get back to chat. Waiting on Doombot to put in to verify your Hive name. And then we'll get on. Wibble says, congrats, bot thingy. Next up, I need to open my weekly pack, I guess. Doombot 75. Congratulations. I'll send you those over as soon as the show is over. Okay, let's see here. Let's do a... I'm not going to claim right now. After the show, I'll wait until do my weekly claim because I need to switch a few things around. Let's go ahead and let's go on the market and let's get my alchemy pack, $7.75. Getting these a little bit cheaper than buying them off the store, which they're standardly $12, but I'm going to use credits because I have a few extra credits up there. Save a little bit of money. That's pretty good price, $7.75 for an alchemy pack. Then we'll open it. I need to make sure I have enough potions. I need to get some more midnight potions. Let's see. Wow. See, here's, I saw this earlier. This is going to be the skins for the Halloween skins for the cards when they go live. But man, it's just like, look at how many are in the market now. Oh, check it out. They have one for Quora. I'll have to get that one. I'm looking for potions, though. Did I scroll past the potions when I saw these? Oh, here we go. So let's buy. What's 50 run? Yeah, let's buy 50. Okay, let's open this pack. Cross your fingers for me. I've got plenty. You know what? One thing that I have noticed over the last couple months is we got to a point where those that have been playing for quite a while had so many of these potions amassed that we would never need to buy any. But there's been so much usage. They've pumped up the usage of the potions where I've been using them up. Look at this. I'm down to 413 on alchemy potions. I don't have to buy them yet, but they've definitely pumped up the usage of them. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop jabbering, and we will go ahead and open the pack rather. I almost said open the ticket. Okay, let's see here. Confirm. Cross your fingers for me. Oh, Paul says those are Splinter Vibe songs. You're right. You're right. And it's a standard pack. Hey, it's two gold foils though. I got a common and a rare. I was about to say, oh, but at least that's better than average. Got a gold foil common and a gold foil rare out of one pack. Oh, Crypto Beaver sent me 20 midnight potions. Thanks. But yeah, let's go back to the market. Yeah, he's right. These are actual Splinter vibes. I don't know what I was thinking, but so these were the songs. I did a video on this quite a while back. These are AI generated songs for each of these cards, and they had talked about doing something with them and putting them in the game. But they've also, look at this whole thing over here on the left side. It's just, there's got to be a better way to do that. There's just so much over here that it's confusing. So either way, we see these are the Splinter vibes, as Paul pointed out. But I'm assuming that, to my other point, that under, of course, the Halloween skins are going to be over here on the Glint shop. And they'll have to have some section here for the Halloween skins. And that'll, since there's going to be a lot of them, there's going to be a lot more on this page, I guess. So, plus you'll be able to get them in the ultimate chest. Okay, let's see here. Let's catch up with chat. Gathering says, sounds like Blaze is getting close to distributing the new rewards cards for us content creators. Yeah, if you're relatively new to the game, what'll happen is when we get pretty close, like a week or two before the rewards cards, the new ones come out, then the last few sets, the last 2 or 3 sets, they've been giving each of us creators 1 or 2 cards to actually purposefully do a little bit of an episode on to show you, like, the initial look at them. So that's always fun. I've had fun with the last few, so looking forward to that. Paul says, what do you do with your claimed resources from land? Frankly, I have been stacking aura, and I've been selling off grain and some of the other resources that I don't use a lot of, just a little bit at a time, and just making DEC off of them. Because I always have a use for DEC. Who doesn't? If you play this game, you always got a use for DEC, right? So I've just been selling a little bit at a time. And like I said, I do end up using some of the DEC to fill in, on these 2 regions where I don't have any stone producing lands. So I overproduce on grain, sell some of it to buy the stone I need to be able to stack the aura. So I'm just hoping that aura will come in handy at some point. I haven't used it. Like I said, I figured out how much it would cost me to produce the midnight potions, and people are selling them on the market cheaper than I can make them, so I'm just stacking. Gathering says, I'm saving them for when we can build land cards and permanent buildings. Yeah, same idea here. I love the idea of the land cards, like Beaver was talking about, the Beaver card and stuff like that. And Cryptomancer put out a little information this week. I'm not a land baron yet, although I will say I achieved 25 plots. I have 25 plots now, so halfway to being a land baron. But he put some news out. I don't have that news immediately. I think Aftersound made a video about this past week talking about it. But it's good to see that he's back from vacation and working on it. So I'll be glad to see it. And if aura is used, I'm hoping aura is used for those cards, and I will be producing some of those cards because, as we can see, like even in this region, I've got 1 plot sitting here that needs to be filled out. The rest is going okay. In my in this area, I've got I've got 3 plots that need some extras. These were all rare. Once again, a lot of these were just deals I found. But like on this one, I need a couple more cards here, and obviously I might be able. I'm not going to put a totem on the land unless I have all the cards filled out. There's some areas here like this I need to pump him up a little bit. But it's just, like I said, it's just a work in progress because you only got so much money. I'm not a rich guy. I've just been funneling in a little bit of money at a time on this stuff, and kind of developing over time. And it's just kind of the sale mentality. When I see some kind of deal going on, I can't risk. I can't pass it up. Kaloki says, do you have any recommendations for which weapon or class to go in RavenIdle? I'm not going to really go into that on this chat, but I should be live later on tonight or maybe tomorrow afternoon playing RavenIdle. I will say that Shadow is very strong. So I'm going to, one of my classes, my initial class is going to be Shadow. So Lady Sharon says, well, if it's crypto only, that makes it even harder, because if I were to pay for it, it would have to come from dollars to begin with, something like Splinterlands with credits. Well, you could, if you, technically, you could get your, if you wanted to take SPS or DEC and take SPS over to Coinbase, you could convert it to what you needed, you know. Technically, that's one of the beauties about cryptocurrency, is that in a lot of cases, as long as the tokens can exist on the same chain and be transferred back and forth and traded around, as far as like trading SPS into USDC, and then using USDC to buy what you need in another game. That's one of the reasons why I always like the Hive games, was because I play several different Hive games. You can see here. Let's see here. I play D-Crops. I play Rising Star. For some reason, things are not loaded. Alien Worlds is a different chain. TerraCore, Golem Overlord, Woo Wrestling. All these are on Hive. And that makes it very easy for me to transfer tokens to Hive Engine, trade them around for different things. Like I can take SPS or DEC and trade them for a little Woo if I needed to buy an extra wrestler in Woo Wrestling. Golem Overlord, same thing. So I have a lot of games I play on Hive because it's relatively simple to trade the tokens back and forth. Now, if you wanted to go to something that is on a different chain, such as RavenIdle, there's a few extra steps in there. In other words, you have to get your token over to Coinbase and trade it for like USDC to be able to pay for something, but it's possible. So don't ask me why they did it that way, but I have a few ideas, but I don't want to talk about it because I don't know exactly. Lady Sharon, if you're talking about RavenIdle to play for free, yeah, you can play for free, but you're not earning anything off of it if you don't pay for the pass. I think I've said that a few times. Paul says, I helped create the Possibilist song. Nice. I listened to a few of those. Some of them were nice. It's an interesting idea. Having, let's go back to the market. Other items. Having these exist as actual tokenized on the blockchain, so you can have songs. I guess the intent is to say, for instance, you bought one for a card. When you play that card, that song comes on when you play it, if you own it. I don't know exactly what the idea is behind it. I love Possibilist too as well. We are coming down towards the end of the show. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I'm going to have to remember to do my land claim after this. It seems to have all jived up with Saturdays, as it were. But I do need to. It's when you get into land, it's just like, for me, it's like potato chips. I start off with one land, then it's two lands, and it's 3 lands, but now I'm up to 25. Actually, my plot's 25 owned. This will show, this is Ravenwood. And I want to say thanks to those people who come to the show on a weekly basis. I really appreciate the people who have become members of the channel. I'm up to about 19 or 20 members of the channel. I don't know if you all have heard this from other YouTubers, but since the massive advent of the use of AI in YouTube videos, the YouTube algorithm has really hit us YouTubers hard. In other words, the amount of views we're getting and how our videos are put out has really taken a hit over the last several weeks. Something big went down about a month ago, And those people who are actually members of the channel, press that join button, really help me keep going, because I can tell you this, what I've earned off the channel has just really took a massive hit. Even the people at the top of YouTube are reporting this. So I appreciate everybody who has become members of the channel. And once again, once I hit 25 members, I will be starting to have a monthly members only live stream. So look forward to that in the future if that happens. So Gathering says, thanks again for a great stream. Can't wait for the next couple updates. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, I'm looking forward to, I know we're getting here on time, but I've also made some efforts this last week, let's reset, to try and finish off my my Rebellion reward set. I'm good on commons, rares, and epics. But I've been trying to fill in my legendaries, and I do have some level 4s, but it's about half and half, I guess, some level 3s and a level 2. I don't know overall how worried I am, because my favorites, obviously Grifsy, I use Chaos Battle Mage a lot. Both of those are level 4. So Death Ranger is pretty cool. I don't use him a whole lot, but the ones I have at level 3, I don't know how worried I am about it before we hit the new set, right? So, hey, Beer Money Engine is here, or sorry, he's changing his name over, or gradually changing the name over to Pharaoh Silver. Says it was a combination of that and users using ad block extensions no longer counting towards total views. Yeah. So if you're using an ad block, then you watch a video, then it no longer counts as a view on YouTube. So obviously YouTube makes their money, and in turn, us YouTubers make our money off of advertising. I'm not one of the bigger channels. I don't sell a course. I don't try to get you to buy a book or whatever else, you know. So the only money I really make off of YouTube is off the ads. And if you're blocking them, then I'm not getting paid off of them. And that's how everybody. So that's why we got memberships. And that's why I appreciate it. I've taken a 30% hit in my earnings and a 50% hit in my view count. I don't know about 50%, but I've taken a pretty big hit. And Lady Sharon gets the last word of the day, says, oh, I still haven't gotten the one card I wanted, which is that corrupted healing card. I think I'm going to end up having to buy it. That's a whole other topic. They're going to split the new and old. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that next week, but yeah, good point, though. So this week, if I were you, I would get your current Rebellion rewards, what you want done with it, get it cleaned up, and so you're happy with where you are going into the new rewards, because when they go down, then you're not, you could still buy them if people had copies of them on the for sale on the auction house or market, but they're going to be expensive, you know, so get them while you can. But I am mostly just glad that I have my epics finished off. So as I look to make sure I'm correct on that, I love the Arachne Weaver. I love the Thanalorian Blade. I love the Halfling Refugee. I love Olivia. Night Reaper's pretty good. Don't use him a whole lot. Don't use Shock Trooper a whole lot. Kazi Conjurer, not so much. But if you're not using Arachne Weaver and you're not using Halfling Refugee, what are you doing? Either way, I'm glad to see everybody. I'm glad to talk to everybody. I hope everyone has a good week coming up. It's kind of a gray, drizzly day. It's definitely fall is hit here in the Northeast in the United States. I hope everyone is happy and healthy on your side, because if we don't have our health, we really have nothing. So I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Otherwise, I will see you in Splinterlands.